What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Schoolboy Roll Up, the wrestling podcast you didn't know you needed. After you've listened to us, as always, hop on the socials, join the conversation, send us emails, send us requests on LinkedIn, Pinterest, all that stuff. Schoolboy
Etsy.
Roll Up, Etsy. We love Etsy. Schoolboy Roll Up everywhere. We're here for our post WrestleMania night 2. And I guess post WrestleMania weekend in general, and our Raw post show, guys, it was a crazy weekend. What did you think about all the wrestling and everything from Friday to Monday?
Yeah, Friday seems like a million years ago.
It seems like it was so long
I can't even
ago.
think about Friday,
right?
But dude, when I look at this list of things that happened, where it's not just wrestling matches, it's bibs and bobs and other things. And when you look at the whole package of Night 2 and Raw, it was good. This Raw was better than last year's Raw after WrestleMania. And I feel like it more than made up for the incredibly lackluster ending tonight, too.
I feel like there were more bibs than bobs on the Monday Night Raw, and that's what you got to look for is how many bibs can we get?
Wow.
Yeah. So Monday Night Raw was great. Like, I know we're here to dissect everything and talk about it, but let's be honest. Now that we're officially IWC, we are the internet wrestling community.
Mm-hmm.
The Rock,
you said that kind of funny.
Really just destroyed this. The Rock absolutely destroyed that main event.
Right.
I'm upset with him. I'm not taking his calls right now.
Mm. I've sent him to voicemail a couple times myself.
How much better is this whole thing if he just was never even involved?
Well, hold on. Let's hold off that for just 1 second, okay?
Yeah.
And Nick, you are right. But I feel like before we get into the whole thing, let's go over our picks because that is by far the highest rated show we've ever done.
Yes. It's like triple the
Check
views.
it out on YouTube, everybody. But people loved it for some reason.
If we shorten this episode, maybe like we do this episode, but then we release a shorter version of the episode.
Perfect.
Yeah. That's what the people want.
The move. And it's a thumbnail.
Yeah,
it's all about that thumbnail,
generic
man.
WrestleMania thumbnail. People are like, oh, this looks professional.
WWE would be after us at some point to take that down.
Maybe.
For using their imagery. But
maybe
Greg,
just draw a picture.
Stickman, like Greg, you were 5-6 with your picks. Now, everybody, there was 2 matches that we nullified because the entrance or whatever you want to call it changed. So that was obviously the women's tag team title match, which had Becky Lynch in place of Bayley, and which one? Rey Mysterio being out due to injury, and Rey Fenix, just another Rey, taking his place. So there's 11 matches that we picked. Greg, you were 5-6. I was 8-3, and Mr. Statman reclaims his crown. Nick was 10-1.
So now Nick is
baby. Goat status.
Nick is 2-0.
Nick is 2-0. Nick's rolling us.
I don't even have to make picks at the next pay-per-view, and you can't even catch up to me.
Wow, you're right. It would take a long time to catch up to you with these.
Even if we're doing it by numbers too, I can start playing a game where I just copy your picks to stay ahead.
No, we're making you pick first every time now.
That's fine. And then you can copy me, and I'll still win.
Oh boy.
Oh wow. God. Friends with Logan Paul. I'm so cocky.
Yeah, we got Greg. We got to cut this guy down a little bit, right?
Yeah, got to bring him down.
I have crappy takes, so I make up for my good picks with my crappy takes.
I have great a lot of good takes. You got good takes, man.
Nick's going full heel on the podcast after Mania.
Nick's going full heel like The Rock, and then just not showing up.
Yeah, he's going to be gone for a while.
He's just going to leave, and we're going to call him. Come on, but all right. So let's get into what you were saying before, Nick. The Rock, like, how much better would this have been if they never did that with The Rock?
It goes back to the episode name, The People's Plothole. We were
You're
like,
right.
he ruined it. Then we're like, he brought it back because of elimination chains.
Yeah.
But then, no, he totally fumbled the bag and made this all worse because the whole time this feud's going on, you're like, The Rock's coming, right? The Rock's coming, right? And then he doesn't come out. And instead we get Travis Scott, who takes a nice crossroads. Does this make up for the fact that, like, everything else they did kind of ruined this match and feud? No, but at least he took a nice bump on that crossroads.
I mean, if there's one thing to come out of it, it's John Cena in one weekend went from Skechers to the Travis Scott Jordans. Like, huge upgrade in the shoe wearing
Travis
department.
Scott Cactus Jack Jordans.
Yes, well, I mean, it's the brand. I get it, but yeah, he upgraded those. He upgraded those shoes big time. Travis Scott runs into the issue in that he's quite an amazing rapper, but a very skinny guy in the ring that does not look formidable in any way next to Cody Rhodes.
He looks confused at all times. Like, doesn't he?
I mean, he might be a little confused. Possibly.
Yeah.
Dude, taking a crossroads is one of the most awkward things you can do for your first move to take. You have to do like the limbo to get hooked in. Like, that's not a natural movement.
Oh man, we need to make a video where we're just taking crossroads.
Wow. We could be doing it right there in the lion's den, as you call it there, Greg.
Right here. In the Stu Hart dungeon.
Don't you miss us being there?
Oh man, I still have your guys' scent in the background.
Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah. Just so everybody knows, there was a lot of Tamatanga on WrestleMania night 1.
There was to make up for the lack of Tama, we brought the Tama.
I think we just really like Samoan taunts. I think all their taunts are just really good.
It seems like they're just the best taunts.
Yeah.
You know, by far. Even the Rikishi Stinkface taunt. I mean, that was pretty good. I don't know.
That could be a short right there.
There you go.
I mean, Nick, since you're so into it, I think the move is get rid of this 9 to 5 haircut. Get a nice solo Sokoa.
Yeah, like blonde down the middle.
Yeah, blonde down the middle, like no sides, pretty much. Just blonde.
And just make everybody work to tell me that they love me.
And then just be really shitty.
Oh, Solo.
Nick went from a promotion to not even being at the job anymore.
You went from top 10 to not even mentioned at all.
Oof.
Anyway. So yeah, I just want everybody to know this is the real title. I'm going over this again. This is the real title. Jey Uso, I have more, I think, like, realistically can hold this than Jey Uso can hold this title.
Oof.
So
the best part of the weekend for Jey Uso was the celebration on Monday.
Yeah.
That was the best. Sure. And because the celebration at Mania wasn't even that hype.
No, it wasn't. Just Jimmy came out.
Because there was no 3 count. We needed the 3 count. You need the 3 count.
You need the 3 count. And I feel bad saying that about Jey Uso because I really do like him. And he's worked his ass off. Like, there's no doubt about it. But I just, like, seeing him hold this title, it just doesn't seem right.
Said it. I don't feel like it's still
all right. But
time
Rob,
right now.
Who was holding the title after Mania last year?
Wasn't it
your boy Damian Priest? So you want Jey Uso with the title or Damian Priest?
Neither. Like, okay, let's put the title on somebody good, like Gunther had it.
Okay.
And then somehow Gunther was at their level while he had it. Like, he un-Gunthered. He de-Gunther. He devolved.
He reverse Gunther.
He reversed.
Did that reverse Gunther?
You know, I don't know. So there's some bad karma with this title right now. We got to bring it back to its prominence.
Bring it back.
Bring it back. So I guess let's just continue there with night 2, the ending. John Cena obviously defeats Cody Rhodes, and you know, you get all the Travis Scott stuff in there in the middle.
Yeah, the match was bad.
Yeah.
And people are trying to like justify it and on commentary and in the post show. Oh man, he was so old school. He was doing all those double axe handles and being so methodical. That's part of his heel persona. Like, no, it's just a bad match. This is not a 2025 main event match. And I think it's riding right now. Like, most people are bagging it, but like, we're happy with the result. People, it's the result we wanted, but just totally not the way we wanted to get there.
Yeah,
not at all.
It's the result. I'm not even going to complain about the first half of the match. I think I would just chop it from Travis Scott coming out, having to hear Fiend for about the 50th time that night. But he comes out. I think if you get rid of that and extend that match by about another 5 minutes without as much Travis Scott or any Travis Scott, I think you're looking at a much better match. Our job is to review it. It wasn't a great main event. It was far from a great main event. I'm kind of mincing my words on that. I think what we have going for us, to your point, is people wanted Cena to get that 17th win. He got it. And the rest of night 2, I thought, was so much better than night 1 by comparison. It's just that main event was.
Let me ask you something. I'm trying to remember, and I can't remember exactly. Maybe one of you guys can correct me, or maybe I'm just right. Do you remember a WrestleMania main event hinging so much on everybody thinking that somebody else was going to appear?
I mean, no, but that's because of what happened last year with the open the Avenger portal and everybody come in the ring.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
We wanted one of those, whereas last year we got 4. Right. So
like all of a sudden now they just don't want to help out.
We gotta rein that overbooking in.
It's like
from way too much, and it worked, and everybody loved it, to 0.
I don't think it's necessarily because of what happened at WrestleMania 40. I think what we're looking at is the issue that we've already discussed, which is 6 weeks prior, the best heel turn of all time, and The Rock's at the center of it. And The Rock in the post game of Elimination Chamber is talking about his long-term storytelling. And I think what we have to just face at this point is The Rock is just a Hollywood megastar. He's on the board. He's incredibly busy. And I think the issue we run into, though, is he's so Hollywood at this point that you can't really take what he says in a serious fashion. He just kind of...
He reserves the right to insert himself. It's like, in case of emergency, Rock is now more involved. Ratings are dipping. We need The Rock, so let's always have him there in case we need him. He's at the Raw after Mania giving Cody a secret thing. He's somewhat involved in Elimination Chamber. But then they didn't need him because Cena was doing enough numbers or he was just never going to be there. Like, what the heck?
But I mean, if we're going full in on this, if I'm going to lean into this persona that we keep saying, he talks about at the the post show conference, the post show presser, that we're focused on long-term storytelling. We got some great things ahead. And then he's not involved for any of it. And now he talks about, I made the decision that I didn't want to be there to overshadow it. No, you didn't. That was not it. Like, you are you're doing this on the fly. And you know what? We love when you show up. We do. Maybe we don't have to. Maybe we won't necessarily enjoy everything, but you're always going to pop for The Rock. There's excitement to see him. But let's be real about this. You are just doing this on the spot when you want, when it fits your schedule. And I think that's the only thing people are rubbed the wrong way with, is you're not even being honest about it at this point.
He's not being honest at all. That's the biggest problem.
He's had In and Out before. I know it. It's not the first time.
He's actually had it 5 times now, and he's still posting that. This is the first time. Oh, Rocky, come on, man. I would just love to know, like, I can't imagine Triple H was happy with the way this turned out. I can't imagine, anybody in that writer's room or whatever was happy with the way this turned out, because it made it look so bad and so poorly planned. And you got The Rock just, I think it's great that he thinks it's good to come back and all that, but you can't just come back. Like, coming back and treating it as like whatever is just, that's going to get old quickly. And I think people are already starting to be like, all right, enough of this. Either be here or don't be here.
Yep, I'm there. I'm there. I would have the constraint to not cheer if I saw him tonight live.
And well, I mean, I guess maybe in some ways this leans into his final boss persona, though.
Maybe, but it's so easy to say that, and like
he has so many
every shitty decision is just, he's the final boss.
Long term booking.
Yeah, but it'll pay off one day. Don't worry. WrestleMania Night 2 main event was completely ruined, but don't worry. 3 pay-per-views from now, it's going to all pay off. Don't worry.
Also, like, we're old. Travis Scott's not necessarily our wheelhouse, but what about the rest of the world? Like, outside of America, does anybody care about this guy?
I love rap music, and I couldn't care less about Travis Scott. So, like, I don't need.
Doesn't count.
I am. You're right. So you're right. You're right.
Yeah, no,
True.
Travis Scott.
Travis
Scott is on a global level. He's one of the biggest artists on a global level. I would say so.
Yeah, I mean, he sells a lot of records, so he's very streamed.
I mean, that I was just gonna say that's another old man line. He's not selling records.
You're right. I'm just showing my gray hairs everywhere.
I like rap music. I listen to Run DMC. Come on,
they sell a lot of records.
That's oh God. Well, anyway, screw it.
Yep. On the other side of things, they'll look at that, and I'm sure they're annoyed with how that played out. But then, how it'll play out as well is the fact that they'll say, well, we did amazing numbers with the gate. Like, we did this, that, and the other. It's a huge spectacle. We sell out 4 nights. We're bringing in more money than we ever had. That's how they look at this now.
Yeah. Cool.
For good reason. They definitely accomplished what they wanted, but
it's okay if the show's bad because we're looting our fan base financially.
Right. Yeah, the goodwill only lasts so long. I really think so.
They're pushing up against flying too close to the sun with this gate nonsense.
It sounds like Nick's going a little anti-WWE, which means might be
he's all into Triple A.
I wasn't ready for this.
We're talking Speedball, Mike Bailey.
Mike Bailey.
I don't even know who this guy is.
Going to be doing, guys. There's going to be an AEW solo cast with just me coming out on Friday. That's the turn.
Schoolboy Roll Up needs more shows, so
it's part of this Roll Up network.
I love it. The SBR network.
Roll Up 2.
Well, okay. So as bad as the main event was, the Night 2 opener was freaking the best match of the weekend by far. With Io Sky retaining,
felt like
WrestleMania,
an unbelievable ride. And everything was so clean. It was fast paced, flawless, unbelievable match. I was so excited watching that match.
Yes.
This is what I've been saying all along. You need Io Sky in that matchup. I've been saying that for weeks now.
And you know what? She didn't even have to put a garbage can on her.
King Kong and RoboCop the whole time.
But she does this move a lot. She's in her head. She's doing this. It's to let you know that she just lives the garbage can lifestyle. She's going to get crazy no matter what. She's going to take whatever suplex you need her to take. She's going to jump off of things. She's doing great.
She's doing great. And, I don't think very many people expected her to win. I did. But
you did, Rob.
I did. But I'm glad she did. She deserved the win because Rhea and Bianca, they're definitely more over than she is. And she's a great wrestler in her own right. So I think it was good for her to get the pop. And, I mean, they just put on a hell of a match. That's all I know.
And they already did where they went with that on Raw was they brought in all the NXT ladies, and
which was awesome.
Off to the races. Get all those people involved, and
they have to get them up. They are awesome. What's coming up in the women's ranks from NXT is insane. Honestly,
So good.
I'm wondering. I guess Stephanie Vacker becomes the first one that's like the top one, right? I'm assuming.
She's. I mean, dude, they were chanting her nickname,
Yeah.
and she just seemed as over as anybody can in NXT could possibly be. Even that one move that she does when she slams the
Yeah.
people's head into the mat, people
Booker T has a heart attack. Is that
yeah,
what that's the movie?
people were popping for that. I mean, and everybody. I mean, you saw that move where she did like a tornado. It seemed like she was going to do like a tornado DDT or Hurricane Rana, just rolled into a roll up,
Right.
and everybody was just like, I've
Mind
never
blown.
seen that before in my life. Like, that was incredible. So cannot wait to see more from her.
It also leads to, I mean, clearly the level of wrestling that's there with her, Roxanne Perez, and Julia.
I was gonna,
you know,
Julia,
like she's awesome. She looks the part. Like she could kick your ass, you know. But like it's just funny watching that after watching the Charlotte and Tiffy match, which was just, it was just. I'm still bummed by that match. Still bummed by it. It was
It's almost
rough.
like you need him to run it back because of what a what an
I don't know if
etch
Tiffy's tooth can't handle that right now.
No, definitely not.
What you mean?
But no, I feel like I've seen, I've checked around. People were more favorable of that match than I was. I did not think the Tiffany Charlotte match was. I think it was probably fourth place of the women's matches this weekend, and
easy.
I'm going with that just due to expectation. Like, I'm sure people put the Jade Cargill match down there, but not I. I can't do that.
It was better than that. I mean, come on. The Jade match was better than the Charlotte Tiffy match, easily.
I think there's just also different expectations. That's a non-title matchup. That's advancing a storyline. It did exactly what it needed to do. Mm-hmm. And there were some great spots in that. There was too many botches in the Tiff match. And
standing around.
Yeah. Some soft-looking moves as well. Love the Becky return. Yep. Love that tag match. I think that was a great way to kind of close up the Becky Liv storyline from last spring and start advancing where they're going. I mean, the girl that I was not a fan of, Lyra, she's coming out with a huge push out of Mania right now.
For real?
She was had 2 belts for a day, and now she's going basically into a feud with her mentor. Amazing for her. So, she comes out doing something other than hopefully just having wings and going, woo!
Woo! The Becky Lynch thing, I feel like I'm more sensitive to the fickleness of the fans with all the things Cena's been saying. Becky Lynch comes out, wins the title after being out for a year. Everyone's like, Becky Hogan, all this. They're mad about it, whatever.
Becky
this
Hogan.
Is not the people in the arena. She's over in the arena. And then they drop the thing and she goes heel and everybody's like, yes, this is the best. She's the best. All of a sudden, all is forgiven from the night before. And it just rings true with all the stuff Cena's been saying about how dysfunctional the fans are and how they treat people.
Listen, of course we're fickle, but I mean, it once again makes sense. Becky's return was so over, like huge pop, but instantly I'm thinking in my mind, well, this is interesting because they play so much or they refer so much to Becky and Seth being together. I'm thinking, how are you gonna pull this off that your husband is now like heel number 1 or number 1B, next to John Cena for right now, and you're going to be a face. So it seemed to me like that would be a short-term move. I think I loved how they handled it. You get a title change for Mania, nice feel-good moment, and then you just go the other direction on Monday night.
2 things in regards to that. The first one.
Can we start with the second?
Okay, sure. The second one would be, any chance you think Becky Lynch joins that group? Which we're saying that group, if you didn't see Monday Night Raw, which maybe somebody hasn't yet, Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins unveiled their 3rd member, which was Braun Breaker. And with Becky Lynch going heel, you wonder, maybe there's a place for a woman in this stable.
She is the man. The man could be a Paul Heyman guy.
The man could be a Paul Heyman guy.
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
I'm going to say that she just heals it up by herself.
The problem I have, this was my first point, which you wanted me to say second, which I will say second now. The last time Becky went heel, I feel like it didn't work that well. Fans wanted to cheer her, and she was still the man, and I'm assuming she's still gonna be the man. And I don't know, it didn't seem to hit that
She wasn't
hard last time.
necessarily the man. She was, they were leaning into that big time Bex gimmick at the time. They were trying to make her a little bit less of the man. But no, fans want to cheer her. I don't feel like she's. This cancels out what I'm saying from before. So here we go. I'm fickle on this. I think while she's over, I don't think she's 2019 over. I don't
think she could ever be again.
No. And when she came back and instantly turned heel, that was right after her run, or that was her return from being the man. Mm-hmm. So I think that was tough for the crowd to deal with. I think people will still want to cheer Becky. I think it's just the world we live in 2025. People want to cheer heels, and that's what people have to work through now is, can you not be the cool heel?
So that's a great segue, Greg, into I think our next topic.
That's why I did that.
Which, yeah, I'm sure that's why. You're good. You're very good.
I'm not good with the predictions, but I'm good in other
You're
ways.
good with the segues. So, in the Intercontinental title match, we had Dominik Mysterio win the title. And this guy, which I applaud because he is awesome, was probably one of the most over people of the whole entire weekend, if not the most.
He got to go back in the ring and re-celebrate his victory.
Yes. I mean, that's awesome.
The chants and pops he got in the post-show were out of control. He got dirty Dom.
Yeah.
Like third person to get this chant.
Yep.
And it doesn't.
Well, you have to have the 2-syllable first name.
Yeah, exactly. CM Punk. They haven't gotten there yet, but
give it time.
It's great. It's lovely. I made the pick. I was right, and he's the best, and I'm the best.
You did make that pick.
I did not make that pick.
You're on top right now. No, that was the one where we all picked separately. I think in many ways that was my worst pick of the weekend because I was like, oh, Braun. No, what can you do instead of having Braun win? You could just have Braun basically show out in that match, and he did exactly.
It was awesome. That match was great. He was amazing. Like that spear on Carlito was awesome. He demolished everybody. It was a really good showing for him.
I mean, Dom is such a good example, though, of what you're talking about, where people want to cheer heel. This guy was so hated. I would say he was like Rocky Maivia hated as a face. And then he turns heel, and he's just so sleazy. He's so undersized as far as wrestling goes. He's got a ridiculous mullet. At times, his gimmick is ridiculous, like how he went to jail for that very short period. All the comedy stuff he has done and him working with Judgment Day over that past, almost 2 years has totally paid off. Actually, I think I'm wrong on that. It's almost 3 years at this point. But it has absolutely paid off. And I think that's made the difference is he's been involved in just so many funny storylines over the years. Yeah. Even though there's a sense of like levity he brought to like the Liv Rhea situation. You want to see the guy get his like comeuppance, but everyone's kind of grown to love him in this dirty Dom role. Yeah. And the fact that he's like a poor man's Latino Heat, like he is not Eddie Guerrero, but the fact that he kind of like cosplays Eddie Guerrero is hysterical. So he's done a great job of figuring out what he needed to do with who he is. And it's worked.
I don't know what generation. I know he's obviously second generation. I don't know if he's third generation, but he's a multi-generation, family guy. To do what he's done and he's like definitely nothing's been handed to him. He was given a spot on the roster. It wasn't like Randy Orton being inserted into Evolution back in the day or anything. Like, he has worked his ass off to get where he is, and he has done all the dirty work, no pun intended, to get there. And he's like, I'm really happy for him because he is a really good wrestler. Like,
yeah, he's improved so much. Like, everything he does has the speed and impact, even though he's undersized. It's really
we
good.
think he's a very good wrestler. I don't know if I'm saying very good wrestler, but I think
You don't think so? I mean, he can
pay
hit
close
any
attention.
move.
He's moving fast. He's doing everything at a great pace right now.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So, hey, good for him. And it was not, I guess clearly there's going to be something between him and Finn going on there. And he's going to work.
I can't believe they didn't just pull the trigger. They came in and they're going to pretend to play nice for a little bit. Silly. I mean, there's still a few weeks to just have the match at Backlash, which is what the point of that pay-per-view is. So
probably.
Well,
or to just further along Rock storylines. You never know. We'll get another nook and cranny for it.
Thing? Do you think we get Demon Finn? And
I think we could be looking at maybe like Demon Finn at like SummerSlam.
Yeah, so like that. Yeah, like slow play. Because he came out, he had the thing over his face at Mania. It just seemed like he might be going in back to that character.
He's slowly regressing into that character.
Maybe.
I don't know where we go with it, but I'm curious to see how it plays out.
Yes. Another great match, which I'm not going to say I was surprised by, but it was, you had two guys one guy who's a generational guy, AJ Styles, who lost to Logan Paul and I'm only calling him Killer Kross from now on. I am no longer calling him Karrion Kross because that name sucks.
Well, he wants you to call him,
and he wants us to call him. And I love Killer Kross. This guy is amazing.
It's everybody's favorite overnight.
Yeah, dude, we'll get to him. But Logan Paul and AJ put on a great match, and obviously Killer Kross was there.
Moment, you know how Logan Paul usually has something in his match that's like so memorable.
Yeah.
For me, it was that springboard moonsault. He went so far.
Yeah.
I've never seen somebody get that far.
The lion salt off the ropes?
The lion salt.
Was
when it was in slow-mo, it didn't seem real. It was like I'm flipping and I've moved laterally this far and now I've landed. It was so cool.
It works. He's a natural heel. People just dislike the guy. He's so athletic. Like, people will argue he doesn't get psychology and he's going from spot to spot. But listen, it's an entertaining match. You're putting him up against other great wrestlers, and the great wrestlers will carry him to a good match. But the guy has great athleticism. He's a huge celebrity, and he's going to bring in more viewers. So I think it's a win-win scenario. And that AJ Styles match, I liked it a heck of a lot. I thought it was a great match. I thought it was well done. So big fan of it.
To your point, Greg, who better to carry along a match than AJ Styles, obviously. He can do all the psychology for Logan and just sell and, all that. Logan is very impressive. It's amazing what he's able to do in such a short period of time. I wonder where they go with him, as in, like, at some point, like, because of how good he's been, that he's going to get into world title matches. And people are going to go
he's
nuts.
already had.
Yeah.
He lost to Roman. But, yeah, when you have a face champion like a Jey Uso, a Logan Jey Uso match just makes sense to me.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Imagine just all the super kicks. Everywhere. But, in 6,000 frog splashes. So, Logan, that was good stuff. Obviously, I think we're going with AJ Styles and Killer Kross, it seems, which would also be great.
I mean, it just seems like Kross could go at anybody right now. AJ Styles I'm hoping that this is the breakout for Kross. I hope they just lean in as much with the Kross as possible. Like, give him a move called hot cross buns, and he just plays the recorder. Let him do that.
Who sells hot cross buns? We need a sponsorship.
Who
Somebody.
sells hot cross buns?
Yeah.
Entenmann's?
Cinnabon.
Well, there we go.
Entenmann's?
Intimates. Somebody does. So speaking of viral, we're hopping around here. Another viral moment from WrestleMania was the amazing Randy Orton RKO on Joe Hendry, which, I think a lot of people, I'm sure there were a lot of people watching WrestleMania, probably about 75% had no clue who the hell this guy was.
He was in the Rumble, though.
Yeah, but I think so many more people watch WrestleMania. Like non-fans watch WrestleMania.
50-50.
No way.
WrestleMania doesn't draw in that many more casual fans.
I think it does.
Joe Hendry isn't going to bring out some casuals for sure, but those casuals aren't just watching by themselves. They're watching with a guy like the three of us.
There's always somebody to tell you, but
there's
still plenty of people.
This time we got Joe Hendry. He got the belt. No, it was. Listen, viral moment's great. The song is wonderful.
Yes.
I love the zoom in on the camera. I love that he loses the match on the zoom in. He had a few spots in. You don't really rate this match. It's a good time. It gives Randy his 20th match. Randy. Yeah. You get 2 RKOs and you get Joe Hendry. This was a moment just to make the fans happy and to give something a little bit lighter where like not everything is high stakes.
Right.
So
the fact that anyone's complaining about this is IWC max to the max. It was fun. It was great. You could say he took a spot from somebody, but who cares? What we got was like perfect. You knew whoever Randy went up against.
This was better. So that was better used to me than like putting him against Rusev. Like that
would be the point. You're just gonna bury Rusev night one, like
you don't bury Rusev.
How could you bury Rusev? That's right. And you know what? I think Randy Orton appreciates a guy like Joe Hendry who's spent a lot of time wrestling, and this was his big moment, and Randy Orton was able to be part of it. And I think Randy's at that point of his career where he's kind of enjoying helping other guys get made a little bit. So at least it seems that way. Maybe I'm completely off, but
after he did that second RKO, the fact that he did the zoom in,
yes,
it's so good.
So good.
Randy Orton is one of the funniest people on the roster, and that's the best
for sure.
He's so big, so imposing, but he's also really funny.
Because you just don't always expect it. And he comes out with like some goofy thing, and you're like, damn, man. That's why the stuff with him and Matt Riddle was like straight gold.
Yes.
My favorite moment of night 2, by far, was Stone Cold Steve Austin coming out, taking entirely too long to get onto the ramp because apparently he got lost.
I didn't know that.
This is the IWC rumor, is that he went into the wrong hallway or something, and then drives out and is loving every second of it, and drives so fast around the turn that he drives
watching him whip
to the wall.
He's whipping
that thing.
And I'm like, this is impressive. This man can whip. And he drives these things professionally. It's all going through my head, and then
wow.
Dude, I'm watching. I'm like, he's so like skilled on this ATV. Like, I know that they had him like basically driving like Steph around for her Steph's Place show. I was like, this guy is just such a pro on all these different vehicles, and he is going so fast around this ring, and he's pulling these turns. And I'm like, I don't think I could pull these turns off.
No way.
Sure enough, he can't pull these turns off.
The look on his face as you see him driving was just pure euphoria.
Yeah, that was his happy place.
And he just goes, boom. And the look on that lady's face, the pure disgust. She was like just total anger at Stone Cold Steve Austin of all people. Like, what do you expect when you're sitting there?
Yeah,
you expect to not get hit by a moving vehicle.
But there was a barrier barricade in front of her. Like it's like she got hit
There's the
by it.
barricade, but when he hit the barricade, she was like,
I didn't see that.
That was a total like just Karen moment. That lady sucks.
Oh, yeah. All those almost got ran over, Karen.
Yeah.
do you
There's a
think she would have
barricade there.
sucked as much if she didn't do that reaction, Rob?
Yes. No, she would be fine.
She'd be fine. But because she did that what was the reaction again?
It was like, ugh. Like she looked so disgusted. And I'm like, the thing didn't hit you. It's like when a foul ball goes back and hits the screen and people are
Exactly
like,
like that, like a foul ball, like the size of an ATV. Yes.
Yeah, Nick, did you see the reaction?
No, I didn't. I was more intrigued by the whole like Nick Khan instantly trying to not get sued.
Yeah.
Did you see it, Greg?
What was that?
Did you see it? The lady's reaction.
No, I didn't get a great shot. I didn't get a great shot of her reaction. I looked like there was some that she might have been annoyed, but I think I missed the part.
Yeah, just pure anger. Look, ugh. Chill it out, lady.
You're sitting front row at Mania. Calm down.
Calm down. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Do we think she's a plant? Do you think she?
No.
You
Nick
don't
Khan
do
doesn't
that to
talk to
Stone
plants.
Cold Steve Austin.
Do you think that she's debuting on this Friday night on SmackDown?
No, she's debuting on Collision.
She's the latest member of the Death Riders. Get it?
There you go.
Yeah.
Angry Karen is all elite. So that's kind of what we had for WrestleMania night 2.
Karen.
Karen.
Styles.
Yeah. Raw itself, obviously I feel like we should just go through that.
You think?
What?
You think we should?
Yeah, why not? Let's keep it going, man.
Let's do it.
I
don't care what.
Guess, before actually we get to Raw, I feel like we should do the Meltzer Nugget of the Week.
Ooh,
and that we can parlay that into
nugget.
Yeah.
Good time.
Nuggets.
You got it, Doug.
Who wouldn't want to sponsor this? Just tell me. Tell me right now who would not want to.
Someone who doesn't have a nug.
That's right. If you got a nug, you know. So anyway, Dave Meltzer had this to say about the AAA sale to WWE, which I think is great, and I think we all think is great. Dave said, "We'll talk about the AAA sale to WWE. This is not out of nowhere. Been worked on for a long time."
Yeah, totally.
Right?
He knew all about it. I'm sure he knew every intricacy of the deal and didn't tweet about it once.
This guy was just holding on to this grenade that he didn't want anybody else to know about. He just felt like nobody needed to know.
Yeah,
Dave, you gotta release these grenades, otherwise you're gonna blow your arm off, bro.
Yes. Dave, come on, man.
He's the only person outside of the deal that knows about it, so they put him on NDA. There's the NDA for all the people with a financial interest, and then there's the Meltzer NDA.
Yeah. Just they want him to save it for the nugget. So.
You're like, Dave, don't be dropping these tweets until after the deal closes.
Okay. All right, fine. I'll just say I knew about it forever and didn't want to mention it. But anyway, so that was stupid. But what do you guys think about the whole AAA acquisition by WWE? Gregory?
Whew. I'm just still taken aback by the one owner who was sitting there straight faced the whole time with their sunglasses on.
Yeah. She met Biz.
She was
she didn't. She would never. Nick, I guarantee you, she has seen a lot worse. She would never make that face.
Yeah, that lady gets angry, Karen.
But that lady is like an anime villain.
Yeah, totally. Gee, perfect. That's a good way of describing it, actually.
Listen, we are in the Triple H era, as we know, and I think this could be a great thing because he seems to have appreciation for all types of wrestling, whereas I think sometimes people viewed Vince as going out, purchasing something, and then running it into the ground. I'd like to think that's not going to be the case with AAA. I think hopefully you look at something like their huge show, Triple Mania, over the summertime, turning into a greater spectacle. I'm very intrigued to see where Worlds Collide goes as far as being in the Forum early in June. I think you've got tremendous talent, which you could already use that they showcased when they made that announcement, like Santos Escobar. The guy doesn't, I think, get enough of a spotlight.
I really like him.
Here's a way to showcase him more. So I think we could have great crossover here. I'm happy to see it, and I'm curious to where it goes. And I want to know what's going on with that one lady in the sunglasses. She looks very serious.
You don't need to know. Don't worry about it.
I don't think I want to know.
Yeah, you're right. Nick, you're good with this?
How could you not be?
Yeah.
It's like a different feeder system, a specific Lucha Libre feeder system / more Forbidden Door type stuff where you're going to see these people bleeding into NXT probably more than the main roster. And it gives a Grande Americano a nice long road.
I like that, yeah.
A whole roster to run through or eventually get dismantled by one way or the other. So
yeah, I mean, I think he continues to pick up some steam and eventually has his comeuppance at Worlds Collide.
Yeah, I think that was my first thought about this, and I think most people's probably too, was the whole Chad Gable scenario with it, which will, like you said, happen at Worlds Collide. The whole acquisition thing is great. I'm just like, my mind instantly goes back to the couple days, like I'm guessing now it's a week ago, where The Rock has that video and he's wearing a New Japan Pro Wrestling shirt, and like nothing happens with that, and then all of a sudden they're buying AAA, and you know he was wearing the shirt for a reason.
Do you think Dave Meltzer has the scoop on this though?
He might. He's just waiting for the right time to let you know about it. You know?
Once everyone in the world knows, then he'll tweet about it and act like he knew about it. I mean, this guy is so predictable.
Oh, you know what? Real quick. Let's get this separate. You know, not right now, but breaking news. You're hearing it first on Schoolboy Roll Up. WWE purchases New Japan Pro Wrestling. It has, while the paperwork has not gone through yet, this is pretty much a done deal. So WWE is, yes, it's not, the paperwork is not finalized, but you could pretty much consider it done that WWE has purchased New Japan. That's your short.
Wow.
Yeah. Now back to reality. You know, obviously, I have no clue if that's true, but we're going to put that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to put that out there. We're calling it right now.
We're calling.
Who are my sources? My sources are nobody.
Okay.
I didn't realize this podcast is going to thrive on misinformation.
Yeah, complete misinformation.
It's going to be our most viewed short.
Oh, man.
Greg, like, stone-faced lying about WWE.
Greg, I literally started going to...
Your face was like, holy... I gotta look this up. I gotta look this up.
I really thought you were... Wow.
Thank goodness Nick is here. Like I sold you so well on this.
Yeah, Brady, you had the like, how come I didn't know this face?
Well, I saw the light on his face, which to me meant that he was probably looking something up online, and I thought maybe he saw that.
That's cool.
Man, I just think these are my glasses.
That's cool.
I
officially know Greg better than you, by the way.
I guess so. I got. You know, what do you want from me?
No, you were just marking out. You were hoping it was
really.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's try another one real quick. There we go. Hold on. Let me take a look at what else we have to talk about. All right, I got it. All right, here's the next one. Yeah. So Gunther, coming out of Mania. The storyline that you're seeing with Michael Cole and Pat McAfee is to lead to Gunther's suspension so he could take a short break for a while before returning, setting up a feud going into SummerSlam. Is that true? We don't know. But we're going to clip this so that it seems like I've called out that.
You're Greg's hot scoops.
Greg
scoops the Rosa. We need to get you a fedora.
Yeah. Wait, we need a segment like this every week where you just give us complete
Scoops.
misinformation.
All right. Let me.
To
I'll
your
start working
point,
on it. I'll
to
start
you, to
working.
your to your point though, I mean, are we looking at Gunther versus Pat McAfee at SummerSlam?
I don't think it's.
I don't think Pat McAfee's got a whole match in him, especially
What
not
was
with
the
Gunther.
point? What was the point of that
I mean,
then?
Pat McAfee has wrestled.
I think it's to give Pat McAfee a break.
Could be.
Oh, you need me to reshoot that? The storyline, just edit it however we need to. Yeah, Pat McAfee's going to be ridden out for a little bit. There you go. Clip that with before.
Okay,
We'll
we'll splice them together.
You're a little splicing.
It's a splice job.
Grady
So what do
Scoops.
we think about the new group of top stars, or the top star, whatever we're calling it, with Heyman, Seth Rollins, and Braun Breaker?
They're unstoppable already.
Yeah.
Who is even the top dog in that? I mean, obviously, I guess it's Seth, but I want Braun to just roll everything. He's such a good enforcer. He's gonna kick the crap out of everybody. It's gonna be amazing.
I mean, this guy. This is the one I was off on. Goes back to the IC match. Listen, I'm not afraid to call myself out. Like I said, he had his big spot. He lost the belt, but you guys called it, not me. You guys called it. That's how great both of you are. Is that he's on to bigger and better things coming out of Mania, and this could not get bigger or better unless the New Japan signing goes through. At which point he's guaranteed to go over to New Japan for Dominion in June.
Can we also acknowledge the fact that he did his own version of Steiner Math?
Oh, do you see this?
I mean,
and he did it great.
And he did it great.
I mean,
it was also much easier to follow than his uncle's. It was very straightforward on the mat there.
I would have to think we're adding more people to this stable, right? Like, we're not stopping at 2. We're probably looking at 3 or 4.
I don't know about that, actually. I think you could.
I agree with you, Rob, but I think they need to wait before they add more. Let these guys establish.
Let them cook, let them marinate a little bit.
Yeah, because adding people will be more impactful if it's surprises and there's time to breathe on it.
I mean, I think at most you're adding
Damian Priest.
Definitely not Damian Priest. But I think maybe you're looking at one more. I mean, Heyman has just really worked in this role right now, and it seems like obviously they're moving in a different direction. But Heyman, for the most part, works with one at a time, and when Heyman's worked with multiple at a time, I'm just going back to like 2013. Not a great window when he's got Ryback and Curtis Axel and Cesaro. Not particularly a great lineup there. So I'm fine if he just runs with these two because these two are going to get such a huge push.
Yeah, they could just have each other's backs, and it's enough combined with the Heyman shenanigans and whatever superpowers he has.
That's the name of this episode, Heyman shenanigans.
Okay. I would figure that they're both going to be trying to do the same thing, though, which is win a title. Which is kind of like we're just going to let Braun take the back seat now, I guess. He's going to be the muscle, and I don't know.
Yeah, if it's Raw focused, I mean, are they both going to go after Jey Uso?
I mean, Jey Uso's going to have the title for like 3 days at this point, with all like the guys that are going to be coming after him.
And he's got to worry about it getting stabbed in the back by a Sammy. Or Jimmy. And
the Sammy thing is right?
I think the issue you run into is that the Paul Heyman stable seems bigger than the Jey Uso belt.
Yeah,
for sure.
Going back to what Rob said earlier, Jey Uso's belt is a clear number 2. It is not the belt. Like, we made a second belt when Roman Reigns wasn't defending as much. And it was never equivalent. It was a working man's title. It was like a new version of the IC belt. And it's so far behind the belt that Cody held Roman held and Cena is holding right now.
Mhm.
Like, it's not neck and neck. There is huge disparity between these two belts. And I can't see Seth or Braun go. I could see Braun going for Jey Uso's belt, but I feel like Seth would have to focus on what Cena's got. And then you've got the two biggest heels going for the same thing.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Don't know about
And
that.
to your point, my immediate thought when Jey Uso won, I guess over this weekend, Uso, was this is a good way to get some guys a heavyweight championship belt that you probably wouldn't normally get on. Like, you could have Sammy beat Jey Uso, and like, there you go. Sammy's now a world heavyweight champion, and it kind of gives him something that he's probably wanted for a long time, and you don't have to give him the WWE title. It feels like a way station or something, you know? Like, it's
the cop out though. It's not.
It is. It's the
It's
cop
not
out,
the
though.
clear belt. Just like it's. Are you really the main
This
event?
this is the belt. This is the one. Jey Uso does not hold this.
Just hold that in front of your face the whole pop. And now give me the Karen noise.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, you wrote into me.
That's
Yeah.
that's a short.
That's
a short of the week.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
Boom.
That's all I got, guys.
Boom. What a great weekend. It turned out to be pretty decent. Night 2 was sick. Except for the
Night
main
2
event.
was sick. Yeah.
Night 2 was great, except for the main event, which made me hate everything.
Yeah.
It did put a-
the
But it
worst.
was really
Triple H
great.
fumbled the bag.
It was so good. Night 2 made me believe in things I lost my faith in, brought me back, and then the main event ruined all of it for me. So now I'm just at a new all-time low.
But then Raw
Yeah.
brought it back.
Yeah.
Raw brought me back up, and I've learned that I ride a lot of highs and a lot of lows at the same time.
It's a tough way to live, man.
It's not ideal.
It's not ideal. It's not
But
ideal.
what is ideal is WWE finalizing the paperwork on New Japan. You heard it here.
Okay. Does that mean we get some more Jeff Cobb? Can we get some more Jeff Cobb talk? He was part of AAA.
When is Cobb going to respond? All
Right.
this love that
To
we're
be
giving.
heavily featured on an entire episode about WrestleMania.
I mean, it's called the Cobb Mania.
Like, he's
It's
already
called-
had his WrestleMania debut. It was
Yeah.
on our podcast.
It was, and it was better than the main event at night 2. So he's doing good.
He's doing better than good. He's doing Cobb.
He's when you're Cobb, you're doing good. I was gonna say something else, but we'll just
Can I play that?
we'll leave it
play
there.
that 20-second Jacob Fatu video from Twitter?
Yes.
Oh, we're doing it like this.
We are.
We're Nick.
It's muted.
But it was serious.
Dude, we
have no editing capability.
It sounds so far away. Look at him gyrate, man. This guy is.
I love it.
I'm
That
tweeting.
made
You know
me,
what?
like, regain
We
faith
hardly
in
even
Twitter.
talked about him, and he won the title, and he beat our boy LA Knight, and who knows where LA Knight goes from now? Because maybe he's a guy that goes after Jey Uso. He could win that title.
He's got to switch brands first, bro.
But isn't the draft coming up? This phony ass draft that they
They don't
keep
do the
pulling
draft
out.
anymore. They just let people switch.
Yeah, just put them all on whatever show. Like, everybody could be on either show.
They should just call it the Rocks draft, where they say they have an idea of what they're going to do with it.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a draft, and then they don't. That's
Yeah.
the Rock draft.
They're like, let's go over the rules and guidelines of the draft, and then it cuts to
And then let's
takeaway
just have a
screen,
cheat
and there's
meal
nothing
instead.
listed.
It's a
Guys,
picture of the
we're not
Rock.
having the draft, but I'm gonna eat 40,000 calories of pancakes. Because I earned this.
He's tricked us all. That's for sure. He's living on past glory, and there's only so long. But anyway, that's all we have, guys.
I hope it works out for him. I hope it works out for The Rock.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe he'll one day be a billionaire. You know, maybe
one day, and maybe one day between like Nick showing a video on his phone that was muted,
Yeah.
and then you referring to Travis Scott as selling a lot of records. Maybe we won't seem like we're.
I guarantee you, he still has sold a lot of records. He definitely has still sold a lot of records.
Where are our AARP cards? Give us.
Oh, they're coming.
Give us what we want.
It's right here. It's right here. This is it.
Hold on. Wait a sec. I got you.
This week's episode of Senior Citizen Roll Up.
Senior Citizen Roll Up.
Corn and what it does to my body.
And we're dissolving at a rapid speed.
At a very rapid speed. That's all we got this week, guys. We'll see you next week for another episode of Schoolboy Roll Up. Check us out on Twitter. Join the conversation. Email us questions. Do something.
Reach out to us. We're so lonely.
We're so lonely. Bye.
Catch us.